Dunmore, Pennsylvania. Oh, it's right by Scranton, Pennsylvania. It was a hard coal mine area. My father worked in the coal mines. And that's where I went to school, grade school, high school. My father was Salvatore Nicosia. My mother was Catalda Nero, N-A-R-O, Nicosia. They were born and raised in Sicily. They came over approximately 1912, 1913. And they wound up in Dunmore, Pennsylvania, where there were some relatives. The greatest memory I have, and it came well after I became, let's say, a man or a grown-up person. During Depression, nobody had any money. Dad might have made 50 cents a day, I have no idea. And there'd be 10 of us or 9 of us or 8 of us, whatever, around the table, those that were not married. And everybody would eat first. My mother and father would never go for food or nothing until everybody had their share. Then they would eat. And later in life, I used to lay in bed wondering, did they ever eat on many occasions? Did they or didn't they? Because they were so unselfish. We all had to be taken care of first. Yeah, that was probably the greatest thing that I would think I thought back on. But we always had anything we wanted within reason. No toys, no funny things, no ice creams, no candies to speak of, unless somebody brought them in and things like that, or they had an extra 6 cents or a nickel, who knows. Yeah. I was going to go to Tempe, Arizona. I had an uncle there, but I got off the train at, the Union Plaza today is where the Union Station used to be, and I looked down Fremont Street, and all I saw was dollar signs. I mean, those lights were just fantastic. Stayed at the old Salsegi, which is Las Vegas spelled backwards, and I stood there. 3 weeks later, I had a job, and that was it. Well, I come from a small town of about 16,000 at the time. That's probably that much today. And when you see all these glittering lights, you just can't fathom the way they register in your mind. And that's the first thing I thought of. I says, my God, this must be a good place to get a job. It took me about 3 weeks to get a job. She walked into the Santa Anita Race Book, which is a place you place your bets for a horse race. And there was excuse the expression, a nice old Jewish man called Bernie. I can't think of Bernie's last name. And I says to Bernie, I says, I want to marry that girl. I swear to God. He walks up and he tells her, he says, that guy back there? Yeah. He says, he's going to marry you. Well, anyway, years later, I did marry her. Yeah. It's 1971. I would say it would be about, the second week in June, because I had one date with Jackie on June 9th. So it was a couple days later. That was an experience. I knock on the door. She opened the door. I says, how you doing, honey? And the little one says to me, are you my grandfather? I said, here we go. This is the beginning of the end. Yeah. He says, no, I'm not your grandfather. So anyway, that's when I first met her. Prettiest little thing you ever saw in your life. Oh, God, gorgeous. The greatest story I have about her is, I think, on our first date, or I should say our second date, we took her out to Mount Charleston to eat. I think Jackie and I ordered steak and she ordered chicken, or vice versa. And we're eating our dinners and she says, I want steak. Jackie says to her daughter, well, here, have a piece of mine. She says, no, I want his steak. And she screamed it out loud in the hotel. I says to myself, I either should run away right now or stick it out. So I stuck it out. Yeah, that was one of the first encounters I had with a little bit of a talker. I said, "Oh God, no." I've often said to Jackie, and I know this is being recorded, without her, you would never marry me. Never. And that's the truth, Jacqueline. She was a doll. Well, to me, the greatest lesson in life was told to me, which in essence relates to that by my father. He always says, just more or less, of course he spoke Italian mostly, he always says, persevere and you'll get where you want to go, and the time will come and you will know it. But he says, always remember, he says, your candle, meaning your life, is just starting to burn. He says, mine is going out. So he says, don't waste your time in between. So he says, make your flame grow and everything will come to you. Meaning, persevere, do what you want to do.